it's also falcons. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have here with us Sheikh Ahmed bin Abdullah Al Thani, as well as his cousin Sheikh Saud bin Abdulaziz Al Thani. He is one of the jury members, to give you a brief idea of what we are doing today, as well as for the next 2 days. Friends and lovers of the Straight Egyptian Arabian Horse here in Kuwait. We're sitting together as they usually do on weekends, and they discussed what could be done in Kuwait without shows where you have winners and losers. We all love the Arabian horse. They shouldn't compete and be evaluated by jury members towards these categories like type and head and neck, etc., etc. We are thinking in generations. We are thinking about breeding program. We love to have a presentation where farms have the chance to present their horses in front of like-minded friends. Some years back, the so-called Noble Straight Egyptian Arabian Horse Festival was created by breeders like Mahmoud Ansaruti, Dr. Hans-Joachim Nagel and Cornelia Tauschke. The idea was to show the horses in a very relaxed way, without judging, without winners, without losers. But as Europe is quite big area, horses had to be brought over to Sham stables. Here in Kuwait, the situation is totally different. You have a lot of breeders who are very close by. It's just only sometimes hopping over the other side of the road on the next farm. So no need to transport horses, much easier to ask people to move from one farm to the other. But to not get confused with too many horses from the same farm, it was decided that only the best 10 horses, which are selected by the breeder who is inviting friends to attend this Rasen festival, he selects the best 10 horses which he likes to show, and from the 10 horses, and this is totally different to what the Nobel Festival was doing, a jury was elected and nominated and invited, and they should choose from the 10 horses the one which they like most, not like judging a show. Let your heart also speak. Let fall people in love with the horses. And the invitation was sent to Sheikh Saud bin Abdulaziz Al Thani, and we're thanking him a lot that he accepted the invitation to be one of the jury members. And the same for Mr. Abdel Raouf Abbas from Egypt, Al Sheikh Arabian stud. And for Cornelia Tauschke, El Taiba stud from Germany. They are the 3 jury members who are looking even closer than we all do at the horses, and they finally make their choice. Of course, it has to be a democratic decision. If not all 3 agree, at least 2 have to agree on the horse which they love most of each of the breeding programs, the 10 breeding programs which are participating and partnering in the Rasen Festival. The first you have seen here in front of us is Aliyah Al-Athbah. She is by Amir Al-Wab out of Tamriya Al-Wab. She is representing the Dahman Shawan strain, going back to a Tamriya family through Ajmal Tamira, Tabanya, Tamriya 2. Tamriya 2, long time back, was purchased by Dr. Wetke in Germany from Babolna, from the Hungarian state stud. He used her in his breeding program. Tabanya was born. She's by Hamar Zanabi. Mohammed Al-Mazouk fell in love with this horse when he saw her on one of his many visits to Germany. He was finally able to purchase her, used her in his breeding program, and superstars like Ajmal Tamim, who is one of the chief sires at Ajmal Arabian stud, was born. Ajmal Tamira and some more sisters to Ajmal Tamim. I think even one full brother to Ajmal Tamim were born. So Tabanya has a huge influence at Ajmal Arabian stud, and through her daughters and through Ajmal Tamim, even across borders. The next in the arena, ladies and gentlemen, is Amira Al-Athbah. She is by Amir Al-Wahab out of S.A. Shayla. S.A. is the short form from Saud Abdulaziz Al Thani's breeding program. Sheikh Saud, he inherited his love and passion and devotion to the Arabian horse from his father, Sheikh Abdulaziz, founder of Al Rayyan Farm. He is truly one of the most influential breeders worldwide, created an amazing breeding program, and ambassadors of Al Rayyan Farm can be found throughout the whole world. Sheikh Saud started and developed his own breeding program based on mares which he got from his father, added some other pearls to his breeding program, used great stallions, and he's now among the top in the world. Amira Al-Athbah, just only a year, I guess, old. And look at her. Very elegant,
3, 2,
beautifully refined, nice head, gorgeous neck with a clean throat, a nice setup of the neck coming out of a well laid back shoulder. Lovely filly. Look at her. As mentioned, the Al-Mari family is not only into straight Egyptian Arabian horses but also into falcons, and so is His Highness Sheikh Abdullah, as well as his sons Sheikh Ahmed, Sheikh Mohammed. They all share the same passion and devotion, like the Al-Mari family, to falcons, to straight Egyptian Arabian horses. And this is one of the reasons why the Al-Mari family choose some of the exquisite horses from Al-Wahab, as well as also then from Al Rayyan Farm, from Sheikh Mishal, Al-Aliyah stud. This is mainly the foundation stock for their breeding program. And last but not least, to mention that you will also find some extraordinary horses which are descending from the famous breeding program of our dear friend Mr. Omar Sakr, Sakr Arabian stud, Egypt. And it is with great pleasure that we welcome him and his son here in Kuwait. Thanks a lot for following the invitation. So happy to have you here. And we get thrilled about horses which are showing your trademark. Thank you very much. This was Amira Al-Athbah, Amir Al-Wahab, S.A. Shayla. And you will see the dam of this exquisite filly later on. Thank you very much. Amir Al-Wahab, the father of the first as well as also the second filly, is a son of Ajmal Ashal out of Amira Sakr. The stallion impressed when I saw him first time. He was just only 1 year old. I couldn't take my eyes away from him. He developed in a very nice way and matured into a magnificent stallion. And here we go with number 3 of the gorgeous selection of Al-Athbah stud, and this is Ma'ali Al-Athbah by Amir Al-Ma'ali out of Nefertiti Al-Wab. I have to double check whether this is Amir Al-Ma'ali, the sire, or also Amir Al-Wab. Al-Ma'ali, okay. So, it's correct, as mentioned, it's Amir Al-Ma'ali. Amir Al-Ma'ali is a stallion who is the chief sire of Al-Ma'ali stud here in Kuwait. Khaled Al-Anezi, who is here with us and whom we are going to visit during the Razan festival. Ma'ali Al-Athbah is representing the Dahman Shawan strain through Ansata Nefertiti. Fantastic pedigree, an enormous genetic potential. And here she shows off. Nefertiti Al-Wab is by Barak Al-Alia. And look at her. Truly an eye catcher. Very refined head. Thank you very much. Great pleasure to see you here. Our jury members, of course, have the right to ask the handler and the horse for a last quick look, just to double check their impression. Well, this is what Raouf had just asked for. Of course, they are taking their job very seriously. And while she is posing here in front of our jury, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all from so many different countries. The Arabian horse, especially the straight Egyptian Arabian horse, brings us all together. We are following the invitation of a group of dedicated breeders here from Kuwait. And we have friends here from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is a large country, some of them traveling a long distance. We have very dear good friends from Egypt. Of course, many Arabian horse lovers from Kuwait, not only breeders of straight Egyptian Arabian horses, but also those who prefer to breed horses for shows and preferring bloodlines which are valuable for this goal. Thank you. This was Maali Al-Athbah. The next to come, and I believe you have to make a small correction in your leaflet. The next to come is Athbah Al-Athbah and not Taraf Al-Wab. So Athbah Al-Athbah, and she is by Wazir Al-Zubara out of Fedha Al-Aliya. Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit too early. It's Bahia now, so that's correct, but after Bahia, then you have to make the change. So this is Bahia Al-Athbah. She is by Hadid Al-Wab out of Butaina. Butaina is representing the Saglawi Jedran strain through Monia de Lefous. This is one of the first generations of Al-Athbah stud. They carefully selected the mother as one of the foundation mares, bred her to Hadid while Butaina was still in Qatar, and this is the result. Just in the beginning of her career, very fine filly with a good body, good depth of girth. Attached to her master and loves carrots. Look at her chiseled head. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Well done. So now the next, which is then number 5 in your lists. This is where we have to make the addition or the change in your leaflets. This will be now Athbah al-Athbah, who is by Wasir al-Zubara and Fedha al-Alia. Fedha al-Alia is by Ansata Nail Echo. Nail Echo had a huge influence, not only in Qatar, but you can say worldwide. He was standing in stud for some time in Europe and was also there intensively used. His dam, Ansata White Nile, was one of the foundation mayors of Beit Al Arab, the Arabian Horse Center and State Stud of Kuwait. Fantastic producing family. And she is representing the Hadban and Zahi strain. And look how she can move. Yes, yes. Yeah. If you look more back into her pedigree, you find a famous mare named Shanika, which for a long time was in the ownership of the fine breeder Mr. Horst Preuss from Germany. He had some fantastic offspring out of her, which conquered the show rings in Europe and even abroad. So it's a very interesting pedigree and a wonderful mare. She has type, she has exotic expression, she has charisma, she is solid all over, has a very light but also powerful movement, and truly a great broodmare. Thank you. This was Athbah al-Athbah by Wasir al-Zubara out of Fedha al-Alia by Ansata Nail Echo. Hadban and Zahi's train through Shanika. Back to Yosreya. And the next to come, ladies and gentlemen, is Suhura Al-Wab. She's by Sharaya Al-Wab out of Ajmal Munira. Zuhur Al-Wab, her dam is Ajmal Munira, as mentioned. She is by Ansata Hijazi, out of Hamaza Masuda. Hamaza Masuda was bred by Senator Dr. Georg Olms. He just recently visited Kuwait. He was invited by the Arabian Horse Center by Beit al-Arab. Sheikh Asara Fahad al-Sabah sent the invitation, which he happily accepted, as Beit al-Arab was celebrating the 30th anniversary of, or 30th birthday of their foundation mare Latifa. Latifa was out of Hamaza Tarifa, bred by Dr. Olms, so this foundation mare went back to Dr. Olm's breeding program, so he was invited to celebrate this birthday. With him, Latifa created really a dynasty for the Arabian Horse Center, and Hamaza Masuda did very well for Mohammed Al-Marzouk's Ajmal Arabian stud. She finally, Ajmal Munira finally made her way to Al-Wab stud, where she also created her own family, produced some outstanding stock already, and the Al-Mari family is blessed to have this fine daughter out of Ajmal Munira, Suhur Al-Wab. A very classic mare, very refined, very noble. Fine bones, dry texture, dark skin. Truly a very classic mare and fine representative of the Saglavi Jedran strain of Dalal Monye de Nefus family. Guess she will be a cornerstone of the breeding program of Athbah Arabians. Thank you. This was Suhur Al-Wab. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is S.A. Shayla. You already saw her daughter, Amira Al-Athbah. She was the second in this presentation by Amir Al-Wab out of this S.A. Shayla. And now we have the mother, who is by Sinan Al-Rayyan out of Shama Al-Rayyan, bred by Sheikh Saud bin Abdulaziz Al-Thani. And look at her. Isn't she an eye-catcher? She is dominating the arena with a great presence. Shows off. Knows that she is beautiful. A truly charismatic mare. One can only congratulate the Al-Mari family for having purchased this lovely mare, and we wish them good fortune in using her for their breeding program. Wish you the best of luck. They have the support from their friends in Qatar, from their friends here in Kuwait. And this actually is something unique when you look around the whole world. Breeders who are sharing the same passion and devotion should help and support each other, should welcome newcomers, take them by their hand, guide them. Of course, giving them the freedom to take their own decisions. Sometimes you make mistakes, you have to correct. But at least you are never alone. This is what makes the situation in Kuwait unique. And what is also unique is the momentum of finding and attracting young people to fall in love with the Arabian horse. They invite them. The senior breeders invite the young ones to their farms, show them their horses, make sure they have a good time, and they come again and again and again and fall in love by their first horse. Exchange ideas, learn from the senior breeders. There's no jealousy. Everyone is happy if their next door neighbor is having a fantastic foal. They come, they look, they celebrate the birth. It's true friendship. And you cannot value this highly enough. We do have something similar in the northern part of Germany with breeders like Dr. Hans-Joachim Nagel, our senior breeder, with Robert Schleret and Volker Wettengel, with Cornelia Tauschke. Some others like the von Elm family, Ali Labstad, Tameri Arabians. They're all located in the northern part of Germany. They visit each other, are friends, and give each other big support. Here we go. Just spectacular. Now in the arena, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Amani Al-Wahab. She is by Faris Al-Rayyan, the full brother of Ansata Selman. And out of Asmahan Sakr. Asmahan Sakr is by Eltai Kamil, out of Kismet Sakr, going back to the legendary Ali Dara family, cornerstone of the breeding program of Omar Sakr's worldwide well-known Sakr Arabian stud. Look how she can move. It's a very light, a very elastic movement. It's like she is dancing. A pretty girl with a special charm. And Mr. Raouf Abbas would love to see her a little bit more close up. Give her a careful look. Please parallel to our grandstand. She knows that she's pretty. Thank you. The next to come, and this will be our second last of this presentation, is Gaida Al-Wahab. She's by the great Sinan Al-Rayyan. So, Gaida Al-Wahab, Sinan Al-Rayyan out of Ghezlan Al-Wahab. Ghezlan Al-Wahab goes back to Nabila Sakr, a mare who won many championship titles wherever she was shown. Years back, she made her move to Al-Wahab stud and became truly very, very influential for Al-Wahab stud. Sinan Al-Rayyan needs no introduction. Proudly bred by Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Hamad Al Thani, purchased by Talal Mehri in Sinan's young age. I think he was just only about 2 years. Part of the deal was that he has to go back to Al-Rayyan farm for 2 breeding seasons some when later. Of course, this was fulfilled. Sinan Al-Rayyan truly stemmed straight Egyptian Arabian horse breeding all over Kuwait, all over Qatar, and his influence is reaching even way more far to Europe. He is definitely the king of Al-Wahab stud in terms of horses, and stems his produce. You will see some more of Sinan Al-Rayyan get at Al Jazeera stud, where we will be as our next stop and destination. Dalal produced with Sinan Al Ayyan some very nice sons, and finally he decided that he should accept the request from Al Wahb stud owners to let him go to Qatar. This was not an easy decision, but finally he let him go. And his influence is dramatic and visible almost everywhere. We'll see more of his produce in Al Jazeera Stud. But first, let us enjoy Gaida Al Wahb out of Ghazlan Al Wahb. Lovely mare, and for sure one of the pearls here in the stable. We still have one more to go while we see this lovely mare parading around, allowing our dear friends to have a last look. Very special. Thank you very much. Giving space now in the arena for our last mare to be presented in front of you. She is a half-sister to the one you just saw. So she is also by Sinan Al Ayyan, and we welcome in a minute Dalal Al Wahb, Sinan Al Ayyan and Daja Al Naif. The gate is open for her. And here she comes, ladies and gentlemen, Dalal Al Wahb by Sinan Al Ayyan out of Daja Al Naif, who is out of Ansata Magnifica, going back to Ansata Majesta, of course, is a sister of Ansata Majesta. So it's Farida Halima, family of the Dahman Shawan strain, dancing in the arena. Look how she can move, how she is presenting herself. A queen of the breed. I believe Sheikh Ahmed bin Abdulaziz Al Thani is proud to see so many representatives of his fine breeding program here at Al Athbah Stud. He knows they all get a good place, and for sure he is happy to see Dalal Al Wahb again showing off What a gorgeous mare. Really an eye-catcher. Wonderful to enjoy her. Charisma and stamina. Noblesse and refinedness. Wonderful mare. We can only congratulate the Almari family and thank them a lot for this marvelous presentation. This is the last horse of this presentation of the 10 jewels Almari was presenting to us. It's a very fine collection. They are still in the beginning and setting up their breeding program. They purchased some wonderful stock, produced a lovely first generation of which we saw some representatives. The mares have been carefully selected and they all trace back to the best of the breed. Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure seeing these horses. Just spectacular. All the best for the future, and thank you for the lovely presentation.
Nice horses, huh?
If you don't... Hallo?